Yo, what is good, everybody? My name is the Coaster King. Today, we're doing a 5-year plan for SeaWorld Orlando. This is one of the most popular parks in the world just because it was a location in Orlando, and gets a ton of new stuff. So definitely going to be interesting to see what I think is going to be coming in the next few years to this park, especially because of some of the rumors that this park is getting. So let's start off by looking at the past 5 years. Once again, 2020 we got Icebreaker, a premier ride launch coaster, and don't get ahead of yourself. A premier ride launch coaster in this situation is more of a family coaster. It's not really like a thrill ride. They have a lot of thrill coasters here, and this one was more for the family. Definitely a good addition to the park. Very expensive though, of course. And 2019, they added both to the kids section and a water park. Both are pretty popular. Of course, it's a huge park, very popular. So they have to have something for everybody. Um, Definitely interesting that they added to both the kids section and water park in the same year. Most other chains would do it in separate years. Pretty much every other chain would do that, but I guess they go big or go home with this park here, SeaWorld Orlando. Very important to them. So yeah, that's what they got in 2019. 2018, they got Infinity Falls and Ray Rush. Infinity Falls is a water ride in the dry park, and Ray Rush is a water ride in the water park. So, two water park years in a row. Definitely interesting to see how much they actually care about their water park, and it makes sense because of the Florida heat, of course. And also interesting to see how much they add to this park. You look at that; these last couple of years. I mean, there's just so many additions that they put in. 2017, they got Kraken Unleashed, which is a refurbishment of their B&M coaster. Kraken, they also threw in some virtual reality stuff into it, but they took that out like a year later. Pretty cool. 2016, they got Mako, of course, the B&M Hypercoaster. This is one of the most popular ones to this day. So definitely interesting to see. Look at these 5 years. I mean, there are very few parks with a 5-year plan of the last 5 years this good. So awesome to see that, and that's definitely going to have an impact on what I think they're going to do in the next few years. But for 2021, surprisingly, which goes against everything I just said, I think they're just going to be doing some park improvements and some new entertainment. Really nothing major. Um, SeaWorld Orlando had a pretty bad opening with coronavirus. You look at like Universal, they were pretty good, but SeaWorld Orlando got some bad reputation, and they are losing money. They're not doing too well right now. So not only that, but they can't even pay for the rides that they're opening in 2020. Iron Gwazi is not opening because SeaWorld won't pay them. So, I mean, if they can't even pay for that, why would they pay for a new coaster in 2021 the year after? Wouldn't make too much sense to me. I think they just hold off on anything really major and add in some basic stuff to the park. I think that's better. That's what's smarter for the long term, success of the company. But they might do something stupid. But I think that's what they do in 2021. Just add something very small, really nothing major to the park at all. It would make sense to me. 2022 is going to be a B&M surf coaster, and if you guys are wondering what this is, trust me, I am too. It's basically a prototype coaster that B&M had trademarked a few years back, a few months back, I believe, actually, not even a few years back. And SeaWorld Orlando was very heavily rumored to be getting it in 2021, but as you just said, I think it's getting pushed back to 2022. No one knows what it is, which is the crazy part. We all only know that it's called a surf coaster, and yeah, that's about all we know for the most part. So, I'm gonna give my best guess as to what I think it is. Um, I think it's gonna be B&M's take on a Vekoma Blitz coaster or a Intamin Blitz coaster. So the reason I say that is because um, they are also heavily rumored to have a launch. I think that was in a document somewhere that they have a launch in them, and the only B&M coaster with the launch would be a wing coaster. Um, yeah, so I think that they go completely against everything they've ever done with B&M and go for more ejector airtime coasters, more for speed, more for relative intensity rather than stuff like just inversions or floater airtime, which is what they've usually focused on. So that's what I think it's going to be. I think it's something like that. The idea of being kind of like a blitz coaster, but not really a blitz coaster. Either way, should be an awesome addition to the park. These are going to be hyped up, and I definitely want to go on a surf coaster. Sounds cool. 2023, right after that, I think they add a thrill ride. If it was any other park, pretty much, maybe except Cedar Point, I would probably say nothing comes after a giant B&M prototype coaster is added. But I think they added a decent large thrill ride to the park. The one I have pictured here is the one I think is most likely to come. It's a swing coaster, a swing ride. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but it just came to Busch Gardens Williamsburg about a year ago, and it's called Finnegan's Flyer there. So I think that they're going to add that to SeaWorld parks, as they have been doing things in bulk recently, as we've seen like the skyrockets. So I think that's what they do with this store ride. Just put it in, and it'd be a good addition to the park. Really round out their lineup a little bit. Give the thrill junkies like us some more rides to go on. 2024, I think they add to their water park. As we saw in the 5 years, they really do care about their water park, so I think they continue to add to it. It's very popular, high in demand, of course, because the horrible, wow, I don't know why I can't talk. The horrible Florida heat. Um, should be a great addition. What I think could come, the thing is that I don't really follow water parks too much. I don't know too many people who do. So I don't know what water slides are in development, but I'm sure there's some pretty cool water slides that are there, that SeaWorld can put in some prototype water slides. Other than that, like maybe just a water slide complex. I don't know if they have a mat slides they can throw in one of those. Those are always really fun. So yeah, 2024, I think they do that. 2025, I think they finished the 5-year plan with some family rides. Family rides are good for the park because it gives some moderate people in the middle of thrill ride and baby ride something to do. So they really didn't do too much in the 5-year plan for the families, and that's why I think in 2025 they're going to go to that. There's so many family rides out there. I'm not even going to throw in like a specific one I would guess it to be, but it could be any family ride, and I think that would be a good addition to the park. I have family rides plural because I do think it's to be a collection of them, just because how much money like they spend in this park. I think they're gonna do like 3 or 4 family rides that would really add to the park and give some other people stuff to do, because you do need to have something there for everybody. Yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about this video, and also check out my other videos on 5-year plans. I have pretty much every park you can name of in the United States, at least. So, yeah, without further ado, I'll just see you guys next time.